And we are live here on the Automotive Edge radio show Facebook feed, a YouTube feed, and just feeding in particular. We're kicking it off, waiting for our lovely studio, Maddie.
15 seconds.
15 seconds away.
Studio Maddie?
Yeah.
Maddie's a studio?
Well, our studio producer. You interrupted me. I was trying to be nice, but you interrupted.
Hey, Maddie, did you hear that?
I'm trying to be nice.
Maddie. Hello, Maddie.
She's about ready. She's busy.
Maddie.
She's busy.
We would like to take this time to say thank you for flying with us today here on the AutomotiveEdge.com Flight 101. Please extinguish all cigarettes and cigars. Place your seats in the upright position and fasten your seatbelts. Please do not try to exit through the exit door. 3, 2, 1.
The information heard here on the Automotive Edge radio show may lead you to find a wealth of knowledge that could possibly save you time and money. If any of this information causes you to be bothered or upset, please sit back, relax, take a deep breath, and seek immediate help. Now, here's your host of the Automotive Edge radio show, Kurt Chase.
Well, top of the morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Automotive Edge radio show, the show that helps you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling. What are you doing, Bo?
I got to adjust you. You're just kind of over the top.
Whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, we're here to help. Phone lines are open, 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Joining me, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that invented hemorrhoids, Big Wheel Bo Carver.
But I also invented the prevention of it, too, or the healing of it. You know that? This man's all over it.
Really?
You look up hemorrhoids, you'll see Bo Carver.
Back in studio, the wonderful, the beautiful, the all-inclusive guru of radio, Maddie Gomez. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You sound tired.
I worked, I think, 55 hours this week.
Wow.
I worked 14 hours yesterday.
So you did the Mavs game yesterday.
Yeah, they had me do the morning show from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., and then I had to stay from 10 to 2, and then I took a nap, and then I got back up, and I came back to the studio at 6:30 to do Mavs.
Yes, that was the last home game. The next one's away, and then they finish out the season and start the playoffs against the Clippers.
What's their position?
6, I believe. And Luka Doncic.
Fifth? Or fifth?
Fifth. Okay. Yeah, Luka is, I can't believe he wouldn't be MVP. They're talking about the center for the Nuggets getting it, but I just couldn't believe that they would not give it to Luka, but he got Player of the Week again. And you look at his numbers right now, and he's up there with, Elgin Baylor, Walt Frazier, Wilt Chamberlain. I mean, some of the all-time greats, Bob Pettit. I mean, he's right there with them. And he's 2 years old? And he's going to put up more triple-doubles. He's going to set a world record for triple-doubles. So congratulations to the Mavericks. They gave them the night off last night. Detroit, I guess, are in last place. And they let all the secondary people play, and They put a whooping on them, but, no big deal. But, Maddie, did you hear what Bo called you right before we came on air?
What did he call me?
The studio.
No, I said...
He called me Studio? That's my name?
Yeah.
I said the lovely studio Maddie, and I was going to finish out who's taking care of us there.
No, that's not what he said. The lovely studio Maddie. What is that? What does that mean?
But he interrupted me, and I didn't get to finish.
It sounds like the English is backwards.
Well, I've been watching...
The lovely Maddie in studio.
There you go.
I've been watching The Chosen on TV about Jesus and everything. They read backwards. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So I got a little but I didn't get to finish, the fact that what you do there and take care of us at the studio.
Oh, now go ahead and just,
you
butter up.
Me.
Butter up now.
He interrupted me. He always does, but here we go.
Butter up to Maddie. Go ahead.
Well, I just did, didn't I? I thought I did. Maybe I didn't do it enough.
Send her flowers Monday.
Nut and honey.
That's right. Hey, today
Expecting
we're at
flowers.
Burleson Nissan 35 and where?
Ruh-roh.
Renfro Road. Come on out. Justin Crane will be joining us here later on in the show, the managing partner here at Burleson Nissan. And let me just tell you, moms and dads, graduation's coming up. You're looking for a really good, reliable car. They've got them. I mean, they've got them. When you look at the pricing, you know, everybody asks me, what do you get for 10 grand? Not much. 12 grand, not much. 15 grand, you're getting warmer. 18 grand, probably a small certified car. You can get a brand new Nissan Sentra for $20,754. Brand new, 2024.
Wow, about that.
You can get a Versa for 18 grand. So for moms and dads, you know, when you send your kids off to college, you don't want to pay for college and car repairs. And, you know, the mechanics all around them universities, boy, they just salivate when school's in, knowing there's going to be a bunch of kids that are going to be calling mom and dad for that credit card. And, you know, they're just writing them service tickets for whatever. And I get calls all the time. You would not believe how many calls I get when college starts or college has started, and they're calling me going, hey, my kids just got to college, and they're already telling them they need this, and we debunk over half of it for the moms and dads that call. I mean, we're getting these $3,000 and $4,000 tickets that wind up being a couple $100. It's just terrible. And so go ahead.
It should have been about $40 or $50, right?
Yeah. Well, I like the one that was a little over $3 grand. All they needed was a new gas cap.
Well, it's at about $20.
Yeah, it was $36 for an OEM gas cap, and the mom goes, I can't believe it. Yeah, check engine lights out, isn't it? Yeah. So, and the guy was going through all these codes, and I went, great, send me the codes. He goes, well, you're not the owner of the car. I said, okay, then hand them to the owner. She's going to send them to me.
Either way you go, I'm going to see him.
And he goes, well, let me re-diagnose the car. And I'm like,
okay, here we go.
Unbelievable. And so you just don't want that to happen. So if you're looking for a good, affordable transportation, brand new, come on out here to Burleson Nissan, 35 and Renfro Road. Meet the gang. We're going to be out here. And here's the deal. If you walk in and you say, Bo, Big Wheels Bo, you're going to get 3 free years of maintenance. 3 free years of maintenance. So every time the kiddo comes home from school, you bring it over here to Burleson Nissan, let them do their thing on it and go through it and make sure that when they're hitting the road again to head back to college, everything's all copacetic. It's real simple. Start online at burlesonnissan.com. That's burlesonnissan.com. Find what you're looking for and then come on out here and meet Justin Crane and the team, and we'll get you hooked up here.
You'll feel like family when you come in here.
You will.
And that's what you want to feel like when you're about to, make a nice purchase or a good purchase or maybe one of the most important purchases you'll ever make. Does you want that comfortability when you come in? And
I like the fact that he's pretending to be a golfer. Those golf clubs are the cleanest, and he's got all those Titleist hats, and none of that's ever moved.
It's always there.
Yeah, it's always clean. Even his towel that cleans the clubs are clean. But I get it. I wonder if he plays in his cowboy boots.
Why not?
Yeah. I mean, Justin could pull it off.
Sure he could.
If anybody could, he could.
If he doesn't, I bet he has a cowboy boot golf shoes.
Like snakeskin golf shoes.
He's in the boots underneath. He's got the cleats.
That's right. So come on out, 35 and Renfro Road. We're going to be here to the noon hour. Meet Justin Crane. If anything, come out and test drive. Bring the kiddo. Bring yourself. They have the area here on the showroom floor. They got a full camper set up for, you wouldn't believe this thing. It's the Nismo off-road camper setup for the pickup truck, and it's got the bed, then it's got this railing with the camper up on top of tent.
It's pretty sweet, isn't it?
It is sweet, and we really want Bo to spend the night here one night.
Well,
and tell us about it.
If I knew it was going to be set up, I would have come
Yeah.
in here and just crashed.
I think it'd be great.
And by the way, if you're just now joining us on Talk Radio 1190 AM KFXR, you can follow us on some different places too, as well as the radio. First of all, you can download the iHeartMedia app and then go search Talk Radio 1190 AM Dallas, Texas. Then you'll find us there. Or you can go to some Facebook pages First of all, the Automotive Edge Facebook page. That's the Automotive Edge Facebook page. We're video and audio there, as well as Shifting Gears, our other sister Facebook page, and YouTube. Now, YouTube, you have to search the Automotive Edge Radio Show. You have to put the radio show in there, the Automotive Edge Radio Show, and you'll find us there on YouTube.
Joining us, Tracy Robinson. Good morning. He owns TRR, which is he rebuilds cars, and plus he's a racer. He races cars too. His father is Harmon Robinson.
Wow.
And so Tracy was the parts manager at Jim McNatt Toyota Dodge when I worked there. And
well, we're getting some,
good to have you on board.
We're getting some people popping up. We got Dad Greg, morning fellas, from Chico, California. Yeah, boy, he's up early out
Hello,
there.
Dad Greg. Yeah.
And Will Sakala, guess what I got on, Will? I don't know if you can see that or not, but it says, good morning, guys. Hope Bo has a great shirt on. Yes, he did notice it.
Yeah, I wish I could wear my shirt, but I want to cover up what I have underneath here. So
that's his ugly body he had to cover up.
Yeah. So
he's still fighting that little thing.
I didn't want to expose all my medical equipment here. But Will Sakala, a brother from another mother, own a Big Wheels body shop right up the street here, Risinger Road and 35. You got that 3/4 ton or bigger, and I know we got some truckers listening. We hope and pray that you don't have a wreck, but if you do, or one of your buddies does, Big Wheels Body Shop, 35 and Risinger Road. Just head west, cross over the railroad track. There he is right there on the right. And he's got his son, Jordan and Chris, come out and take a look at it.
JB.
Put it together and get you back on the road, because I can't imagine what it costs to be down when you have an 18-wheeler. But the place to get you up and running, I mean, you're coming out of there looking just like you rolled off the showroom floor, bigwheelsbodyshop.com.
And we got Art Naismith giving us
Art.
a big hot wave, and he's there in Lufkin, Texas. And Will says he's doing a car show today.
Yep.
Car show day.
Yep.
And there's a big one next week, too, everybody. Don't forget that next Saturday is Connor's Car Show in Keller, Texas. You do not want to miss that. So it's going to be happening out at the Keller Town Center, and this is their 10th year. 10th year. So it's going to be great. It's just grown exponentially over the years. I think they're expecting hopefully about 600 cars, and 35,000 people roll through there.
Yeah, they've got the Crawfish Crawl right next door. There's a big, huge piece of property in front of Keller Town Center. So they have the Crawfish Crawl, come out there and eat a bunch of crawl, live bands, and then everybody. There's 85 booths out there with different wares and tears to sell and eat and drink. And 100% of the money, they usually raise a little over $100,000, goes to 4 different hospitals that take care of not only Connor, who has Down syndrome, but all these other medical facilities that help. And he splits the check 4 ways and makes his presentation. Then we have a big auction and raise a lot of money at the auction.
Yes, Will Sakala will be out there.
Yep. No. Yeah, he got a couple trophies last year, him and his lovely wife, Shelley.
Yeah.
And they're featured on the calendar this year.
How about that?
Yeah. So come on out. That's next Saturday. Go to ConnorsCarshow.com. That's ConnorsCarshow.com.
1 minute.
Right across the street at Live Church. They're going to be shuttling everybody over because you figure, 35,000 people. But the community comes together, and it's a great time of fellowship, and we'd love to see you there. But today it's Burleson Nissan, 35 and Renfro Road. Come on out. I'm telling you, if you want to get the right car for the kiddos or yourself,
30 seconds.
At the right price, the place, BurlesonNissan.com. Quick break. Don't go away. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheels Bo Carver. We'll be right back.
Terry Anderson's hello, brothers.
Hello, Terry. And my best friend, Ronnie Swain.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Hello, Ronnie.
He likes the T. I guess he likes the T-shirt. Yes, Ronnie, how about that? Isn't that cool? Ronnie has a lot of aliases. I think FB is got a lock on him.
They're flying satellite over his house.
Yeah, he's got about 5 aliases since he's joined Facebook. Yeah, Ronnie, sorry about that. I know how that really blows when it comes to having to deal with
I
that.
reached out to a couple of my buddies and I said, hey, where are you? And he goes, buddy, I've been kicked off Facebook 3 times. Now I'm in Facebook jail again.
Really?
I wonder how long you go to Facebook jail.
Well, they determine the severity. You could be like an hour. I know one day, mine was like 24. Actually, one of my times was about a week for something I said or did or I don't know.
No.
Comment.
Not you.
Yeah, I know. Not me. I
Big
can't.
Wheels getting that line on
I
Facebook?
know.
No.
Had to go to who owns Facebook? What's his name?
Zuckerberg.
I had to go to Father Zuckerberg and ask for forgiveness. Get 3 Hail Marys.
That's right. We're going to give you a Facebook penance.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. But that's the way it rolls. They own it, so I guess they can do what they want to with it. But, most everybody feels it's kind of a left-wing situation. So anything you say that's that way, you're gonna get in trouble.
I hear you. Well, what do you do?
Just stay away from making those comments as much as you can.
Can't y'all decide where y'all going to be? Showroom, office, showroom.
Hey, y'all need to get in the tent next time up here. And it's going to be a nice weekend, Kurt Chase.
Yeah, average 85 degrees.
Beautiful. My kind of days.
Yeah, I'm going to smoke some ribs.
Should.
I'm going to get I haven't fired the green up egg in a long time, and so I'm going to pull the cover off of it and get some ribs done.
Art says, I spent more than 5.5 months in Facebook jail in 2022. Well, that was a good year to do it. And this, the next few months might be another, but you don't want to be off this year. We need you, Art. I know the stuff you post and I like everything you do, when I see it. And you're the guy that keeps this organization, FB, and honest. Keeps them honest.
He does.
And we like that.
Did I tell you, me and Ronnie are best friends? Do you know that?
Yeah.
That's right.
You stole all my friends. I don't have any friends anymore. Cindy Beauclair, good morning, young man.
Cindy.
Kurt, how you doing? Oh, he ran to work this morning. He didn't even drive.
Yeah.
He decided to just jog. He's doing fine.
10 seconds.
I hear you. All good.
If he's going to smoke some ribs, Cindy, he's all right.
Well, there's not a rack over 5 pounds, so.
That's your limit, isn't it? Did you weigh it before you bought it at the store?
Had to put one at a time in the cart. I was reading the label by weight. 214-787-1190 is the number. If you got a question about where to go, who to see, what to do, or you just want to call in and just shoot the bull, give us a call. 214-787-1190. Just be nice when you call in. You know what? I'm going to start having a segment on the show called Hate Mail and just read what some of these people have to say. It is, there's some people, I don't know how much haterade they put in their coffee in the morning. Some used to put a teaspoon. Now they're putting several tablespoons.
Well, they've just crossed over the line. They crossed over the edge. They're so, I just imagine that most of those folk are so unhappy with themselves that it elevates to where I've got to pour that out to somebody else.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen, in my lifetime when people get really that overcome with their own self, pity or upsetness, that they've got to push that on somebody else. And there's no
blame it on somebody else and then air it out.
Yeah, and conversation is the best way to go. And we can agree to disagree, but let's have a conversation about it. And you had that, I think, a week or so ago with a gentleman that was really big on the EVs and on all the stuff, and he was calling you out on some things, but you brought to his attention and asked him questions that he didn't really realize.
You know, and one thing he brought up was, I didn't realize, get this, how many family members and family friends become unemployed when they shut down the Keystone Pipeline. And he goes, you know what, I really appreciate the conversation that we had, because it started out, you know, a shouting match on his part. But for me, I can back up everything I say with facts.
Right.
You know, opinions matter, but facts count, you know, especially when you get into, you know, this green, you know, the sky is falling, which it's all false. It's all Al Gore man-made up. There's nothing going on with the ozone and all the rest of it. They're saying it's all fiction. But,
well,
oh, yeah, we can, just as long as you go, hey, Kurt, beep. I just wanted to tell you, beep.
yeah, we have a little buzzer. There's a lot of things going on up here in the North Texas area today. We've got the air show.
Yep.
And we've got NASCAR racing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that tonight or tomorrow? When is it?
Today.
Today
and tomorrow.
And then we got the Automotive Edge radio show live in Burleson, Texas at Burleson Nissan. It's just a lot of activity going on this beautiful weekend, and what a good weekend to have all that.
How about Ed Abrams up in New Jersey tuned in today?
Wow.
How about that?
We had a lot of coverage from across the country last week.
We had 9 different states on the show last week.
And I'm hoping that Dad can get his son to get with us from Italy.
Yep.
Isn't that where he said he was at?
Yep.
So if he tunes in, we'll be covering the globe from coast to coast.
Yeah, my cousin Eddie finally retired, quit doing that hard work in the trucking business up north. And I love you, brother, and I miss you, and give my best to the whole family. Next time there's a family gathering, I don't know if y'all are still going to Hawaii or not, but I would love to be there, hug everybody's neck and get caught up. He's the best. Every family, the last family reunion was at his house. Man, this dude's up at 5 a.m. making all this food and cooking. Plus, he makes the best Bloody Marys in the world.
Well, there you go.
Nothing wrong with rolling out of bed and getting one of Eddie's Bloody Marys to get your day started.
So you've got 2 people that make the best 2 things. You got Eddie with the Bloody Mary, and you got Rick with the margaritas.
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
Yep.
We need to take a ride down to Houston.
And let me tell you, where Ed lives is so cool. You go down to the grocery store, and you still sign the ticket. Settle up later.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so
awesome.
Eddie and I were in the store, and we were picking up some stuff. And he goes, "Oh, by the way, Eddie, your kids came by, and boy, did they run a tab."
They just signed the ticket.
Yeah, they loaded it up, and he goes, "All right, well, we'll settle up."
Well,
He's such a good dad.
The good old days, man.
That's right.
Now you just people nothing. If you don't know your Social Security number, you're not getting nothing.
That's right. So we love you. Glad you're tuned in, and give my love to everybody back home in New York. Hey, there's a couple of things that I want to let you know, moms and dads and people out shopping for used cars. I was doing some research on how many flood cars are back out for sale right now. And this is over the last 6 years. They're saying 6 to 8 years, but more 6 years. How many cars do you think are for sale right now that are flood damaged cars that were not tagged flood damaged cars?
Is that in North Texas or across the country?
Across the country.
I'm going to say 125,000.
How about 400,000?
That is scary right there, brother.
And here's all these cars.
400,000.
I went online and I looked at this picture a buddy of mine found for me, and there was, I think, 12,000 cars that got caught in a flood. And then 6 months later, that the whole area is empty. The cars are all gone. I said, "Where are they?" You go, "Buddy, they're out for sale somewhere." And I went,
wow.
Unbelievable. And so there's going to be a lot of moms and dads out buying cars, and you're looking at all these fantastic deals when the used car market is, doing pretty good. It's come down a little bit. With all the incentives and rebates that are coming out now, it affects pre-owned as well. Is that a lot of people have no idea what they're looking at. They just don't. So I'll just tell you a quick story. I got a phone call from a guy. He goes, "Hey, you referred to me. I hear you're the car guy, and you can come look at this car for me, and this, that, and the other." "Okay, great. What do you got?" He said, "I've got this 2018 Honda Civic. I said, what do they want for it? He said, $7,500. I'm like, wow, that's cheap. Cheap. He said, well, he was at $8,500, but I got him down to $7,500. I said, wow, that's a pretty good deal. So I go look at the car, and immediately when I get to the car, I'm looking at it, I'm going, no, something's not right here. And I said, look, booking this car out, just booking it out, and this was several years back, this car is worth, $14,000. He goes, well, the guy said he's leaving the country. I said, I don't care where he's going. He could take this thing over to a dealership and get more money. So sure enough, I go to the trunk and I lift up the board that the spare's underneath, and I look down, and when you buy a new car, they put a polymer, almost like a Vaseline, on the jack.
Right.
Well,
I've noticed.
I look down in there, and it's got rust.
Ah.
I went, huh. I said, okay, but that doesn't mean it's been underwater. Something wet could have got in there.
Well, the jack might have been gotten out or something.
Well, the jack and tire had never been moved.
out, okay.
But that doesn't mean something wasn't spilled in there.
Right, I got
okay.
you.
People throw coolers and whatever. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So I call the gentleman out and I say, are you the one selling? He goes, yes, sir. I said, do you have a driver's license on you? And he said, well, what does that got to do with anything? And I said, I just want to make sure that you're the seller of the car. Oh, it's my brother's car. Now I'm looking at the guy, and all he wants to do is buy this car because they've got this thing detailed up. They've got enough bright shine on there where you need sunglasses just to look at it, right?
Yeah, of course.
And so then I look inside the door, and I went, buddy, this car has been underwater.
Wow.
I said, what? And I said, I'm pulling this panel back. Well, the guy's gone inside, and I can see him looking out the window.
Ah.
And so he goes, Kurt, man, for $7,500, even if it had a little water, I said, I'm telling you, don't buy this car. This car has been underwater. And then I get up underneath, and I look at the springs underneath the seat, and it's all rusted.
Wow.
Well, that doesn't mean that the engine electric. I said, look, I guess no matter what I say.
He's just going to do it.
Guess what happened 3 months later?
He had some problems, obviously, because,
$6,700 to fix the car. Now how much do you got into it? Over $14,000. And then I get a phone call 6 months later. He put another $3,000 in it. Now he's at $17,000 on this car.
And what do you remember what the problems were?
Oh, yeah. He had electrical problems.
Oh, okay, that's the biggest. I was going to say that probably would affect.
The stink started coming out. They had to pull out the carpet.
Stank.
Yeah, it stank. And I went, and his wife's going, can you help us get rid of this car? I'm like, no.
Yeah, you got
Keep it. I said, wherever you take that car, we have to tell them it's been flooded.
Yeah.
Every one of the people and you know what? No one's going to buy it. They're going to give you scrap metal for it.
30 seconds.
So now they're into that car for over $14,000.
Tried to warn them, huh?
And, what do I know? All they saw was a beautiful blue little Honda Civic for $7,500. I'm a player. And he's over $14,000 that I know of into the car already.
And what could he have bought one in good shape?
Oh, he'd have bought him a certified one.
For what, 10?
For
12?
15.
Yeah. At least
10 seconds.
Right around what he had already in it.
And had a warranty. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Will Bo Carver. We'll be right back.
Yeah, your best friend is tuned in, too.
Gary Coker.
Your other best friend.
My other man. All my best friends are joining today. Yeah. Bo, how does that make you feel? No, you're not a loser. So Gary Coker is up north.
He's in Wichita Falls.
Wichita Falls. Yep. And how come Gary looks so much younger than you?
That's because he's just a better guy.
But all this Cajun crap that you talk about.
But he is younger, though, period.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. A couple of years. At least 1 year. I think 2. But
well, he looks like 10 years younger.
Well, he just lives good, I guess. I don't know. What am I supposed to say to that? He makes all that good boudin and all that good Cajun stuff and eats that all the time. That's why he's...
Yeah, I got to meet him and his lovely wife when we were at that burger joint in Justin.
Yep. We
need to get back and have another burger bash.
And Ronnie goes, I thought I was your best friend now.
Ronnie, come on, buddy.
See? I'll get them back before it's over.
No.
They'll all be back.
No. Ronnie and Gary are right there. One's on the left, one's on the right.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Three amigos.
Ronnie, you buying that?
Yeah, do it, Ronnie. Buy it. So today it's L. Ronnie Swain.
A couple of weeks ago it was Lawrence, and
Got to fly under the radar even when he's logged into a show.
Then 2 weeks before that, he was actually just Ronnie.
That's right.
What other A-list Ronnie are you going to be having to pull up with over the next few weeks?
Yeah, it's going to be L.R. Swain next year and next week. And
he says piled high and deep.
that's right.
It's funny. Yeah, well, that's the way it rolls in this land of, free speech.
You know what's great is all these guys are talking to Elon Musk about Twitter. And every one of them are going, why are you allowing this? Why are you allowing that? He goes, because I don't allow censorship. And they said, and he goes, you want censorship? And they were all the guys from, ESPN and all.
Oh, sure.
I mean, CNN, not ESPN. Wow. And boy, he was letting them have it. He goes, okay, so what do we censor and not censor? And they go, well, no, we just think that even you shouldn't. He goes, I shouldn't have an opinion. I shouldn't express my thoughts.
Oh, people.
He says that's what social media is all about.
But they're all about sharing their opinion. In fact, in my opinion, they're the most aggressive. The ones that want you to not have a freedom of speech.
That's because they want to be the only ones to have it on their shows.
Correct.
Everybody else is wrong. And boy, Elon is not the guy to mess with.
No, I love that guy, man.
He gives them such common sense feedback, and they just sit there with their mouth open. And the guy goes, Don Lemon.
10 seconds.
That's really not what I want. He goes, well, sure it is. He asked him a few questions, and then, Don can only laugh.
Right.
I'm like, you just ate a bucket of idiocy.
Cindy goes, I'm his BFF. Boy, you guys lovely.
There we go.
Lovely people.
That's no lie. Every kind of disco. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This segment of the show is brought to you by Highly Acura Fort Worth, right there at 820 in Riverside. I passed by there this morning. David Gomez and his gang are ready to go. Let me tell you, they got special interest on the MDX, the RDX, the TLX, and then North American Car of the Year, the Integra. Also, special interest rates. Beat the bank at Highly Accurate today. Whether you're leasing or buying, new, used, pre-owned, certified pre-owned, the place for sport luxury at its best. And then it comes down to the 3 Ps, people, price, and process. And you get all 3 at Highly Accurate Fort Worth. David Gomez and his staff. Go check out North Texas Car of the Year. And I'm going to tell you what, get a shaker. That's the way to drive that car.
No doubt. I love shakers, and Maddie's she loves shakers too. You've talked to your dad about getting you one.
He needs to give her one. Maddie's gone. Highly Accurate Fort Worth, Riverside and 35. Stop in. If you haven't driven, a lot of people say you have luxury cars, you have sports cars. You get the best of both with Acura. Highly Accurate Fort Worth. .com.
Now, is that Highly Accurate, ftworth.com, or do you have to spell out the fort?
No, you can do both.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I was on the phone with the caller. We have a caller.
We do.
Well, thank you, Maddie.
All right, well, let's go to the Automotive Edge hotline. Who do we have with us today? Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Are you there?
Are you there? All right,
let me try to fix it. Hold on.
All right. Is she going to fix it? Maddie's the fixer.
I don't know if we're going to take the call or keep on rolling. So,
well, we'll see.
Here's the thing. When it comes to
take the call when it comes.
Blood damaged cars, I'm going to give you a couple of tips on things to look at. If you're out on your own, which I do not recommend, looking at an independent car, which I do not recommend, or if you go into these box stores where, you pull by a warehouse and it says Joe Bag of Donut Auto Sales, keep driving. Because you want to go to somewhere where there's accountability and everything's written out, and they took it through a shop and really looked at the car.
Try now.
Okay.
Let's go to the hotline. Who do we have joining us today?
Cliff and Keller.
Oh.
Cliff, how are you, brother?
I'm fine. How you doing, Kurt? How you doing, Bo?
Doing good, my friend. You doing all right yourself?
Doing terrific. I have a car question, but you're talking about best drinks and things like that, and it reminded me this week I ate the best barbecue anywhere, Outpost 36. in Keller.
Oh, yeah. We were there yesterday.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, yesterday I ate at, what was it? Thursday, I ate at Outpost 36. And then that night we met some friends right next to it at Horizon 76.
Horizon. Well, Dwight, he's the pit master and the executive chef over there at Horizon. He came by the table and we were visiting, and he shared a little tidbit with me. One reason their barbecue is so good is Texas Monthly had the 50 top barbecue restaurants in Texas, and he went to 27 of them and talked to the pit master at all those restaurants, and before he opened up Horizon 36. I mean, Outpost 36.
Yep.
So anyway, that just a little tidbit. So he had a lot of information that he gathered, and oh my gosh, their ribs and their sliced beef, everything I've had there is terrific.
What about that white
anyway,
sauce?
Not an ad for him, huh?
Have you had the white sauce?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, I could bathe in that.
Well, that's where we had Matt's going away party, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was.
It was dynamite.
Oh, okay. I wasn't invited, so I wouldn't know.
Way to go, Bo.
No, we invited you.
Bo handles the guest list, so go ahead and let him have
Hey,
it.
I
Cliff.
mailed it out. You didn't get it?
Wow. So he owes you lunch over at Outpost, is what you're saying.
It sounds like
Yeah, I missed out on a T-shirt too, but
That's right.
but I'll be at the Connor show. So
Yeah, we'll have plenty of them there. We'll get you one. I'll get you one because you're my buddy, Cliff.
All right.
What's your car question?
Hey, car question. So you're talking about the flood vehicles, and it's almost criminal what they do. To put those out there and not disclose, because you have somebody could get hurt driving one of those vehicles. But my question for you. How do they clean the title? Can you, I'll hang up and listen, but just maybe for the listeners, talk about some of the things that go through where, the title doesn't show that it's been totaled out or whatever from the flood damage.
Great question, Cliff. Thanks for giving us a call. So here's what happens, whether it's
good weekend.
You too, whether it's a flood car or a damaged car. What people do is they don't ever take it in to get it serviced. They don't want it on the Carfax or what we call auto check. There's two places. I use auto check. I don't use Carfax. And not that it's wrong or bad. It's just my flavor of the day. So what people do is their car's been flooded. They don't want to get their insurance raised. And there's a large network of people that'll buy these cars, or they just take them apart and dry them out.
Well, and if there's any problems, they may take it to a friend to work on them.
Yeah.
So that they don't have to take it to an authorized dealer, an authorized mechanic that would have to, put that into the play. They just, hey, I got a buddy. I'm going to, fix this for me, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I have a friend that owns a body shop, and I asked him, I said, how many cars do you think come through the body shop where it's a cash deal and they don't want to do insurance or anything, and they don't want anything exposed? And he goes on every day.
Oh, sure it does.
And so here's the thing. If they take it to a body shop and say, hey, my car has been flooded, or a service department, my car has been flooded, they report it. Okay? Legitimate, good, honest people report it. And so what a lot of people is, they don't want their insurance to go up. They don't have the money to buy a new car. They don't have the money to buy a used car. So they find people in these, they call it the automotive dark web, which I don't even believe exists, but you just make enough phone calls, you're going to find somebody that will actually take the car apart, dry it out, and put it back together, and hope that it's still running. And then there's the other ones that find all these flood cars. And there was a buddy of mine sent me an ad. If your car was flooded, call me. And the guy was giving them, 20 cents on the dollar buying these cars. They sign over the title, and the title's never reassigned as a flood car. And so they take them to these shops. They clean them up. I saw a picture of one shop, and they had about 30 cars totally dismantled all over the shop. And they had these massive dryers, and they had all this stuff that they pull the carpet and cleaned it and sanitized underneath the carpet, and then put it back together and put it out for sale. So it's not damaging the paint at all. And so a good clean buff job, enough Febreze, whatever they want to put on the inside, put the ionizers inside the car where it doesn't have the stink. Replace the cabin filters. Spray everything they can down the vents, so when you turn the car on, it smells nice and new. You put all the Shine Bright all over it, wash off the engine, and put it out for sale. And a lot of people just don't know what to look at. There's another thing, too. When you take the door panels and you pop them off, there's a plastic cover that covers the arms that raise the windows up and down, and there's a polymer inside there. It almost looks like a Vaseline that's in there, and it turns everything brown and tan. And so, people go, what is that? And I said, well, it's due to water reaction on the product. And they're going, really? I'm saying, yeah, really. And they're still buying these cars going, well, it looks really good to me. I'm like, well, you just wait. There was one lady that summertime came, and did that car stink? And let me tell you what, all that foam that's up
and it probably got
seat,
all over her when she go to work or whatever. What's that woman wearing? Ooh, wow.
Yeah, she said, hey, Kurt, will this ionizer get this smell out? I said, no, ma'am, you need to replace the seats.
Wow.
And she said, what do you mean? I said, this car has been underwater. So we took the material, we pulled it back, and there was a water line right across the styrofoam. I said, you're never going to get that out. You're not. I said, I guess you could sit it out here in the sun and bake it out, but, I don't see that happening either. And she said, well, I bought it. And I said, well, obviously you did buy it. And she was trying to tell me from who. And then I looked at the paperwork, and I went, well, ma'am, you're stuck like Chuck. And so for Cliff's answer, you cannot reassign a flood damage title. There's some people that do doctor up titles, but it's not the original, what we used to call pink slips with the car. They just get these cars before they're reported. They doctor them all up and put them out for sale, and we want to help you avoid that. There's nothing worse than buying a flood-damaged car and then realize what it's going to take to get it to par financially.
That's why you need to go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, and let him take a look at any kind of thing you're about to buy up here.
Yeah, when we get back, I'm going to give you just 6 quick things to look at, maybe 7. And then we'll zip over to another topic. 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the new trophy-holding LeBaron Dancer into Senior Citizen Home, Big Wheel Bo Carver.
The new improved.
That's right. We'll be right back.
Guess who we got joining us?
Who?
Judge Jason Charbonnet. And he's got a question. He says, I've got a 76 Pinto with a little rust. Any idea what it's worth?
Let me tell you what, those Pintos, believe it or not, you know who likes Pintos?
Yeah, Art Naismith.
Guys that race cars.
He likes.
You know why? When you raise the hood of that Pinto, you can put whatever size motor you want in there because of the engine space. And I was at years ago. I was shocked how many Pintos were out there. But even with depending on what you mean by a little rust, Judge. There's a lot of people love to buy that car. The old school race car guys, they love those things.
So, any idea what it might be worth?
So here's what you do: shoot me about a half a dozen pictures. Go front, back, side to side. Raise the hood, an interior picture, the odometer, and I will shoot that out to my buddies.
Okay.
Look at Art. I have 277 Gremlins.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I remember the Gremlin.
Yeah, he's got, and he's a big Volkswagen guy too.
Yeah,
Volkswagen
the Gremlin wasn't much different than the Pinto.
I know, that's why I thought he might be into Pintos, but he's not into those.
And a 67 Beetle.
Yep, I saw that.
Yep.
My first car was a 65 Volkswagen.
What do we got to do to get old Judge Charbonnet to join?
I don't know. I guess we just
what a great guy.
We need to invite him. He probably would have loved to come here.
Yeah.
Judge Jason, if you're out and about near Burleson, come by and join us for a little bit.
That's right.
I did talk to Judge Gregory the other day, and he said, hey, man, he'd like to come on too.
Yeah.
Sometime. So maybe we can
He needs to get us approved at the courthouse. And we get
It's not going to happen.
No.
He sent me a message saying that he didn't get that happen. Didn't work. Maybe we could be outside the court.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. Okay, well, let's just we'll do the judge's corner.
That's
and we'll get Charbonnet, Judge Charbonnet,
Yeah.
and Judge Gregory together and have a time of it.
It'd be fun.
Yep.
They're great. They're great people.
Judge Charbonnet's a hoot, man. He could be a comedian if he's not a judge.
1 minute.
Yes, he is, Ronnie Swain. Graduated from Bowman High School. I know you hate to hear that, Ronnie. But Art Naismith is a royal purple.
Well, the front is missing, so maybe just drag it across the scales. Yeah, that probably so. You got that big metal scrapyard down there in Red Oak. I'll take it.
30 seconds.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm going to take this thing off. It's just killing me right now.
You look like Dan Pastorini used to look when he first wore that flak jacket. He was all puffed up like you are. Remember those days?
Oh, yeah.
He was like the
He was the first one.
First one to wear the. Now they've, I guess, really condensed it and got it really nice. But that boy.
Yeah, and he was a target when he put that on. But he took a beating. He was like
speaking.
Manning,
Taxiing
the
out
dad.
the runway and getting ready for takeoff. I don't see any turbulence, and we should arrive at our destination safely and on time. Thank you for choosing the Automotive Edge Airways, and I hope you'll follow us and use our services again in the future.
Are you ready for the show? I said, are you ready for the show? Ladies and gentlemen, the show you've all been waiting for. Please make welcome Kurt Chase and the Automotive Edge.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. We're here today live, Burleson Nissan, 35 on Renfro Road. I'm telling you, moms and dads, you want to save money. You want to put your kid in a good quality car and not worry about what's going on with it. Come on by today. And all you got to say is Bo Carver, and Justin Crane's going to throw 3 free years of maintenance. You can't go wrong. 214-787-1190. Let's talk about another great sponsor, Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. I was just over there the other day talking to Tyler, the new GSM there, and he used to be finance director. He got promoted up to general sales manager, and their inventory is deep. It is deep. So whether you're looking for the CRV, the hybrids, the Accords, the hybrids, the Civic, the hybrids, the Odyssey, the Ridgeline, I'm telling you, he has the inventory. And when you see that kind of inventory, you get 2 things. You get a great automobile, and you get good discounts on one of the top-selling brands out there. The place, Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. Ask for Tyler, the general sales manager. Let him know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show. And I was at a luncheon the other day, and I had a half a dozen people come up to me and thank me. They all bought their cars at Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. And then 2 of them came up. And in fact, one of them I had lunch with, a doctor friend of mine, and complimented their service department. Said it was just off the hook. And he goes, I want Richard, the GM, to know about it. And so from sales to service, the place for your new Honda, that'd be Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. Find them online at Norm Reeves Honda, NRH.com. All right, so I'm going to run down the list real quick, and then we'll move on to another subject, is inspect the carpets. You know, the carpets, they're cut underneath the seat, so you can look up underneath them. Have a flashlight when you're looking. Check the seat mount screws.
Well, now, what would they be looking for?
Stains,
okay.
water stains.
Okay.
And then you look at the seat mounting screws. If they have, where you can tell a wrench has been on them, why did they pull the seats? Look at the screws that hold the seats to the car. Why would they have taken the seats out? Always a great question. Inspect the lights and see if there's water in the lights. Now, in your older cars, sometimes the gasket around the light will wear out, and you'll get that humidity up inside. But
that foggy look.
Yeah, but if you see water in the lights, or where it's been stained with water or water line, you know there's been a problem. Look at the bottom edge, all around the bottom of the vehicle, all around the edges of the screws been taken off. Why would quarter panel screws come off? Well, one of 2 things. Either the car was flooded or it was in a wreck. That's the only reason they take quarter panels off. Look at the heads on the car, and that, the heads, the manifold, to see if any of those screws have come off.
The engine, yeah.
And a lot of these cars have a little dollop of paint on it, and once you turn a screw, that dollop breaks, and you can't replace it because that's a special factory paint that they put on it. And so as you're looking in the engine, you're looking around at all the bolts and everything, look at the ones that had a ratchet on it. You'll be able to tell. Check your rubber drain plugs in the back of the car below the spare and see the condition of it. Pull it out.
That'll be a good spot to check because it will have some residue left there and probably some rust.
Yep. And then check the cabin air filter, because not only do they pull the filter out, but there's also plastic all on the opposite side where the filter goes in, and look to see if there's any water damage there. So
and that's in your glove compartment, by the way.
Yep. So I'll be posting those on the Automotive Edge website. But here's the thing. Get me involved. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, and say, hey, Kurt, we're looking to buy a car for whatever family member, and then let me help you out where you don't get hosed buying a used car. Nothing worse than all that hard-earned money to find out that you just bought a really bad bucket of bolts. There's nothing worse than. So we want to help you with that. Let's see here. Man, I found some interesting stuff for this week. Okay, I'm going to see how sharp Bo is. Bo, how long have you been doing the show with me? 5 years?
Oh, about a week.
Okay.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Okay, here's the deal. If you can tell me 4 out of the 10 top-selling used cars, I'll buy burgers for everybody at the next Burger Bash.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, the top 10 used cars being sold right now, give me 4 of them.
I'd say the Toyota Camry.
Very good.
The Honda Civic.
Wow, very good.
I'm going to even say a Honda Accord.
Okay.
No? Okay. So that's 3. I only need one more.
You got 2.
Okay. The Chevy Malibu.
The Chevy Malibu. You get one more strike.
Oh, well, you didn't say I had 3 strikes. Okay, let's see.
What's the top selling product in the world?
Well, that's the top selling product is the Ford F-150.
There you go. There's 3.
Oh, I thought you said cars. Okay, but you said vehicles. All right, 3. I need one more good one.
Yep.
Let's see.
Stick with trucks. Stick with trucks.
I think so. Then I would say the Dodge Ram.
There you go. Very good. Way to go. Way to go. Way to go.
How about that?
Beautiful. So
you learn something when you tune into the Automotive Edge radio show. Now, it's only taken me 5 years, but hopefully it won't take all that.
All right. Let's go the top 10. Ford F-150, Chevy Silverado, Ram 1500.
So they're all trucks at the top.
Right. The Chevy Equinox is up in the top 10.
Well, there you go. You said that's really changed and it really is a hot look car.
Yep. The Toyota Camry, the Honda Civic, the Toyota RAV4, the Toyota Corolla, Ford Explorer, and to round off the top 10, Nissan Rogue.
Oh, wow.
And so those are your top selling. Those are the ones that people love to buy pre-owned because they're great quality products, and they always have been, always will be for, however. So there you go.
Do they have some Rogues here today?
Oh, they do. We're going to be talking about some specials on the Rogue.
30 seconds.
We're going to take a quick break. I'm Kurt Chase, live, Burleson Nissan. Come on out, just say Bo Carver and get you 3 free years of maintenance. We'll send Bo on a test drive with you. He's sitting here doing nothing all day. 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase. We'll be right back.
Ralph Paul tuned in. You going out to the races today, Ralph? Some more NASCAR. I guess what do they have? What do they call the one that's? I guess not the big muscle car that like they have the Cup Series. I believe it's called, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I know they do the trucks, and then they have the Cup Series, and then
the main.
Yeah.
I don't know what they call that though.
Yeah, I forgot who's sponsoring it this year. I saw it just the other day. But I saw that Ralph and the family were out there last night.
Yes, that's what he said. How was the crowd, Ralph? Are they still bringing in the large crowds like they've always done? Because I remember a time, man, you couldn't even get in there. 250,000 people packed in that stadium. And I guess you call it track instead of a stadium, but it's huge. Have you ever been out there to a race?
Yep. It wasn't much for me because I was sitting up in the suite and you really couldn't get into
Oh,
it.
you couldn't get all the
But
fuel.
we walked out the back along the catwalk down by where the race was, and all of a sudden you could smell that fuel, and they come by, and it was a whole
Another
different
ball
experience.
game, yeah.
Yeah, but Ralph, he's got the headsets and everything.
Andy's was sponsored.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think who's sponsoring the big race Sunday.
Oh, that's.
Yeah, they were. I got buddies that call me all the
You
time.
sure they're not racing tonight? The big race?
I thought it was. They got a race tonight and
Sometimes they-
Saturday. I don't know.
I don't know.
I've been watching the Masters. I'm not much of sitting around watching golf, but Tiger Woods made the final cut.
I heard that.
Going into the weekend, which is great. I'd love to see him win it. I think that'd be so. Everybody knows Scheffler, which he's number one in the world, no doubt. He's a great golfer, but how cool would it be? Remember a few years back when Tiger won the tournament, him and Rory McIlroy were walking to the 18th, and security had to run out the whole crowd, blanketed Rory and Tiger going up to the final green, and Tiger won it. And I'm a big Tiger Woods fan. I am.
Saturday and Sunday, he says that's true. Well, did they have the trucks last night, Ralph? Was that it?
Bicycles.
Tricycle.
Yeah. Could you imagine coming out of turn one on a bicycle? That'd be ugly.
Yeah, it's pretty slanted, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty high slanted.
Yeah, I got to take my
Corvette.
sports car around turn one, and it was quite scary until you did it.
You're kind of
a
leaning
few
almost
times.
all the way like that.
Well, the first time I saw the turn, and I'm in pit row, and I'm going, I don't want to do this. So a buddy of mine jumped in the car with me. He goes, come on. He goes, now hit it. And I'm trying not to look to my left, focusing on the track, but it was quite the experience. I did, I don't know, a dozen or so laps, and then I got off the track because I didn't want to tear up my tires.
Yeah, because it's like $1 million to replace those
Whoa.
tires.
Yeah, you got those low-profile run flats.
And you got the bigger ones in the back, and so you can't. You'll have to get two sets of different sizes, so that's going to cost you.
Yeah, me don't want to play.
Well,
so what do you got planned today?
Well, we've been doing a little planting trees around our yard, and I think I got a couple more trees I want to plant. So I may go buy some more of those. You ever been to Mike's there in Grapevine? Mike's Nursery. Pretty cool place.
No, I go to.
It's on 114.
No, I go to a couple of places. Both my nephews have landscape companies. So I go to the John Deere lot, and then there's another one over at Golden Triangle and Alta Vista that I use their name to get in and buy wholesale.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Charles Davis says, when I went to Texas Motor Speedway Thursday, it was packing up with people setting up campers for the races this weekend. It was packed solid.
Yeah, Charlie headed home a day early. I thought we were going to get to have a little barbecue with
Charlie,
our brother.
man, I was excited to hook up with you Friday afternoon, and then Kurt said, you had a different change of plans.
Mama said, we're going home.
Yeah.
Charlie said, yes, ma'am, we're going home.
The Lord number 2 spoke.
That's right. Mama said, well, I'm going home. You're going home.
Yeah. Well, I missed you. Maybe next time.
Yeah, I told Raymond Sweet, and I called Bo, and I said, hey, Big Charlie's in town. We're going to go have lunch. And
I was just pumped.
Charlie gave me the bad news. I couldn't do Thursday because I was at the doctor for too stinking long. But anyway.
Maybe we should have a segment about how to take the Kurt Chase way of how to deal with doctors.
No, you don't want to do that.
You don't think that's a good segment?
No, because they're on a time limit with me. Putting me in that room.
You start the time clock, this top 5.
Yeah, well, there was one when they thought my heart was messed up, which it wasn't. The doctor totally misdiagnosed me. And I'm sitting in there, and I told the nurse, you tell that doctor that he owes me $1,000 for sitting in that room. And I walked out, and he called me. Well, I was in surgery. I said, I don't give a crap where you were. You should have told your assistant.
Right.
He goes, well, I can't give you the information over the phone. I said, all right, have a good day. Click. So he gave the information to my personal doctor. And
1 minute.
Leaving you in that little room.
I had that experience
horrible.
too.
So yesterday
My
I got
heart
up, and
doctor.
right when I put my hand on the door handle to walk out, he walked in. He goes, man, I'm sorry. I'm like, buddy, I'm here an hour and 20 minutes. That's way long for me.
That's too long for anybody.
Yeah, sat out there in the waiting room for 20 minutes, an hour in that room.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, doggy.
No.
And he goes, well, I said, look, all you have to do is tell your assistant, hey, come back, come on out into the waiting room. You're talking about claustrophobic sitting in that
30
little room.
seconds.
No.
I'm out.
Well, it's just nonsense too, because you have no idea. At least if they came in and said, "Look, he's running behind. So he's probably going to sit here for 30 minutes."
Yeah.
At least you know. But you feel like you're just sitting in there and they just forgot you. You're
Yep.
like they're passing.
I
you
stepped
by.
out and I saw the light blinking out there. I said, well, they know I'm in here because the light's blinking.
10 seconds.
I'm a little impatient.
For those kind of deals, I'm way impatient.
Yeah.
They wouldn't wait on me for 30 minutes. The doctors wouldn't.
We would like to take this time to say
No, you
thank you
just
for
gotta enter
flying
the
with us
number.
today here on the AutomotiveEdge.com Flight 101.
got no
Please
screen.
extinguish all cigarettes and cigars. Place your seats in the upright position and fasten your seatbelts. Please do not try to exit through the exit door.
3, 2, 1.
Warning. The information heard here on the Automotive Edge radio show may lead you to find a wealth of knowledge that could possibly save you time and money. If any of this information causes you to be bothered or upset, please sit back, relax, take a deep breath, and seek immediate help. Now, here's your host of the Automotive Edge radio show, Kurt Chase.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Let's talk about another great sponsor, Classic Kia Carrollton. Right now, the 2024 Forte LXS, $199 a month for 24 months. And what a great thing to do with the unknown. Hopefully, everybody will get out and vote, and we will not have the people in office that we have right now, and we can turn this country around. And so when you have the unknown, leasing looks really, really good. And people say, well, you don't own anything. Well, what do you own on a 5, 6, 7-year note? Nothing. And most people only keep the car on average of 44 months. Lease, $199 a month for 24 months on a 2024 Kia Forte. And there's a whole lot more, whether it's a Telluride, a Kia Soul, the EV6, the new EV9 is out. The place, ClassicKiaCarrollton.com, right there at 121 and 35. My buddy Jesse Hull is the managing partner, general manager, and his staff is rocking and ready. And I went there the other day, and what a great mixture of pre-owned automobiles he has also. Cars ranging from, $16,000 on up, from Corvettes to pickup trucks to just good economy cars. The place, ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. So, your top 10 used cars being sold right now, the F-150, Chevy Silverado, Chevy Equinox, Ram 1500, Toyota Camry, Honda Civic, RAV4, Toyota Corolla, Ford Explorer, and the Nissan Rogue. So we're going to play a little trivia here. I'm not sure how much you're going to be dialed into this, but
We'll find out.
how many cars do you think personal and commercial vehicles were registered in 2023?
All cars.
Everything across the United States, all cars and commercial registrations.
Wow. I'm going to say 325 million.
Wow. A little high, but very good guess. 278,870,463.
Well, the way I figured it, there's 350 million people in America, but that's, you got to figure half of those might be kids.
Yep.
But in a home, you're going to have 2 cars at least, probably. So I just doubled half the 350 and then doubled it again.
So what do you think the most popular registration in today's market is?
What do you mean by the most popular?
What type of product?
Oh. Well, that's the F-150.
Pickup trucks. 170 million of those are pickup trucks.
Wow.
That's right.
And that's all across the country, right?
Yep. So what percentage of the household across the United States don't own a car?
The only place I would think of would be like in Manhattan, and I'm thinking probably how many you're asking?
No, what percent out of 100% of the people in the United States
the
don't own a
287
car?
million? Yeah. What percent?
Yeah.
I'd say probably 5.
Pretty good guess. 8.3% of all households in the United States don't own a vehicle. Most of it up north.
Probably in Manhattan mostly.
Yep. And the highest rate of car ownership per capita, what 2 states do you think they are? That per capita have the most cars registered?
I would say California won. No?
Idaho and Wyoming.
How did that
And a lot of people there, but
well, they wrap the rest of their horses or what?
Yep.
Their cows?
Yep.
Now, why would that be?
And Wyoming was the only residence most likely to own 3 or more vehicles, followed by Idaho and Utah.
Is that because of the wide scope? They have to have vehicles to get anywhere?
Well, you figure you got your ranch vehicles,
right,
your personal vehicles, and you have the, the Jeeps on the property I was looking at, or they have their personal vehicle to get them to town.
Right.
Yep.
Running their ranch, all these different vehicles there.
And the F-150 is by far the best-selling nationwide.
I get Wyoming, but Idaho?
Yep.
I guess they're selling a lot of taters up there, huh?
A lot of taters. A lot of taters. So let's keep things rolling here. Another nice fact for everybody is if you're looking for a Ford, the factory just released 144,000 F-150s. You talking about some pickup trucks coming.
Well.
And that's the Ranger also that they held back for some quality issues that they caught before the vehicles were put out. So a lot of people are going, where's this truck? Where's that truck? Where's the Raptors? Where's the Lightning? Where's the Platinums? Well, they were held back due to some quality issues where they didn't want to do a recall and bring them all back to the shops and then figure out where to get the parts. And there's so many people that when it comes to recalls, they just run their car over and dump it. And then they get a call 3 weeks later going, hey, we finally got your car in the shop. And we talked about that last week. Don't do that. Make the call when they can actually go to work on your car. And so some of these vehicles, they cut the price as much as $5,500 coming right out of the factory.
I was going to say, I bet they're going to be finding some deals out there once they hit the showroom floor.
Yep. Because here's the deal. That last year, Ford paid almost $5 billion in warranty repair. That's recalls and everything. Right under $5 billion. And so now they're going, hang on a second here.
Let's get this fixed before we get it out there.
Yeah, that's. I know the mechanics and the service departments were making a ton of money, but it's things that needed to be fixed to cover warranty. It says the redesigned F-150s engineers updated the problematic software before any of the trucks left the plant. So it wasn't the quality of the engine or the frame or the rigidity of the vehicle or the tires or anything. It was all strictly software. And you say that's all. I mean, I've had software issues with my pickup truck. And I've got a bunch of buddies that have had issues with their SUVs and cars, software issues that can create dummy lights coming on. Lights that come on and you go, oh my gosh, my ABS isn't working or my lane assist isn't working. And it is working. It's just the software. There's a glitch showing that it's not.
Right, just clicking on when it's not.
And not to say, and let me just clarify that, not to say if that light comes on that it is working, but the light's on, that's not what I'm saying.
Right.
Take it to the service department and have them look at it because it could be the fact that some codes got messed up or the software isn't working right and your lane assist is not working. So with mine, I had a couple of dummy lights on, but they were actually still working, but it was the dummy lights on. And then there was another recall, and I made the phone call, and the service guy said, yeah, just like the battery on the F-150, where it was, what'd they call that? I wrote it down. Where he sent me the email where the battery was draining, where it was showing that the battery was.
Was this the one like that call last week?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm trying to think what he called it. I just had total
Yeah.
brain fart.
Okay.
But anyway, it was a software issue. The batteries weren't draining, and they were still completely charged, but it was coming on showing that the battery was there was an issue with it.
Right.
This something sleep mode.
Yeah, it would go into sleep mode.
And but the batteries were still fully charged. Well, it's a software issue. It had nothing to do with the batteries, but that doesn't mean you don't bring it in to get it checked out or make the phone call going. So I want to clarify that when I say these things that, well, Kurt said the lights are on. It's just a software issue. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just bringing up certain situations that have
I
happened.
listened to Kurt Chase on all the radios. He said nothing wrong with this big.
Yeah, he said, hit the gas, baby. That ain't what I'm saying.
get
I'm
on
telling you. No. Anytime a light comes on, get it checked out. One guy goes, well, Kurt, this was a couple years back. He said, you told me when the light comes on, that check engine is probably my gas cap. I said, that's not what I told you.
Yeah, you said that you told it about an experience with somebody.
Yeah.
That's what it was. But
And he goes, so should I take it in? I went, yeah, you should have taken it in a month ago. And so, sure enough, he took it in. He goes, my God, he called me back, and he goes, man, I'm sorry. He goes, I had this, and this wrong. I said, yeah, listen to what I'm saying.
You know what would have been funny if he said, you know what, I was right. It was a gas cap.
Yeah. So, anyway, when your check engine light comes on, get it checked out. Don't go, well, Kurt said it was the gas cap or the foofer valve. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just telling you that there are software issues that are showing up that there's not really a problem with the car, but that doesn't mean don't take it in. Got it?
Do they still have getting a car inspected if the light's on, the engine light, they won't inspect it?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a check engine light on. You got your brake light.
1 minute.
ABS, whatever light's on. They're not going to inspect that car.
Right.
You got to get it taken care of and all the dummy lights off, and then they'll put the inspection
And
on
the
the
dummy
car.
driver's out of the way, too.
Yeah, and the dummy driver's out of the way, too. 214-787-1190 is the number. We're here today live, Burleson Nissan, 35 and Renfro Road. And we like to say the
30
beautiful
seconds.
Carol Coomer, the beautiful Susan Fackler, all my good friends, Lori Carew, all joining us here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. We love y'all. Thanks for joining us and taking time out of your Saturday to be with us. Quick break, 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the man, Big Wheel Bo Carver. We'll be right back.
And Melinda Chase says, good morning. Good morning, Melinda. My sister. Beautiful sister. Let me know if Kurt doesn't take care of you right, okay? Just keep me informed.
I can't believe my wife tuned into the show.
Why?
I don't know. I figured she had better stuff to do.
Oh. Well,
She gets to see my mug all the time.
well, she loves me. That's why she tuned
She's
in.
tuned in for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I get it.
I'm thinking.
All the women tune in for you. I've
Well,
never seen anything like it.
You stole all my best friends. I gotta
You're
go.
taking all the girls?
I gotta go somewhere.
I got the guys, you got the gals.
That's the way it rolls, baby. I'll trade.
Good morning, Clint Moore. So we have California, we have New Jersey, we have Florida, and we have South Texas and Oklahoma on the show today.
Well, we got North Texas too with Wichita Falls.
Yep.
And Lufkin, Southeast Texas. So yeah. And then we've got Far West Texas with Charles Davis.
Yep, out in Lubbock, Texas.
He says he's going to come back in for this Texas Tech spring game. That's a long
No,
ways.
I'm
away.
going out there.
Oh, he says he's coming. Oh, I see that. He
Yep.
said y'all
and then
come
he
out.
said he's coming to Connor's Car Show probably next week.
Really?
Yep.
Well, that's cool.
Well, good morning. You say it is correct that we don't have state inspecting starting 2025.
Yeah, but that's just in some areas, isn't it?
Yeah, they're going to have state inspections here in the great state of Texas.
Well, especially in
Yeah, without that inspection slip, you ain't getting your tags.
yeah. There's certain
Because if you imagine they cracked down, which it's so funny that
And good-
Harmon just
good-
brought that topic
yeah.
up.
Good
because
morning, Harmon.
That's the next topic that we have coming up here on the show about state inspections and what's actually out on the road.
See,
it's going to blow you away.
I'm confused about that because I know that law passed and I know what Harmon's talking about, but then I go back and I see
you don't have a sticker anymore.
No, but he's talking about inspections.
Yeah, you guys still got to get your state inspection in the state of Texas to get your tags.
But they were talking about here in the state of Texas.
The law is not passed. It is not passed.
Well, I thought there was some part of that law that was passed.
No, they're actually tightening up the state inspection and the system because, the system went down in Austin where that guy, he wrote, 80,000 inspections in 1 year, some stupid number. And they went and arrested everybody, and they showed the building. There was nobody occupying the building, but they were running state inspections through it. So they are going to continue to do state
Well, there's
inspections.
a lot of counties that you don't have to if you don't have to have the what do you call it? Well, they may have to still get inspected, but they don't have to do the what do you call it, where they check your emissions.
Yeah, all that's going to be checked. If you look at what you have to get done now, they're just going to change the rules up on how all this is done, but you do not need a sticker. But the only way you're going to get your tags if it passes state inspection.
Well, where's the tag going to go?
Your tag's on the front and the back, and then your tag that goes in the windshield.
Oh, that's your sticker.
Yeah, your sticker. But you won't have an inspection sticker.
Well, that's what that is.
No, that's your license plate renewal because there's no sticker on your license plate that you used to put on there for the month and year that it expires.
Well, that's what I did yesterday.
30 seconds.
Sweet.
You didn't put it on your license plate.
No, not on the license plate.
You put it on your windshield.
Right.
So that's not going to change. But there won't be an inspection sticker above it.
But
like
never
there used
had
to be.
one in a long time.
I know. It's been 10 years since they cut out the inspection stickers over the license plate to save the state money. So what they did was they had you go and they put everything, they registered it in the machines, and so they could pull it up to show that you did have a valid state inspection, which is part of your registration. Now
Well, you used to have this little sticker over your back license plate, too. Remember back in the day?
Did away with that. But you had both. You had the one on the license plate
and the inspection type.
Right. Yeah.
Don Carlney says, love, peace, and soul.
There we go. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show helping you with all your automotive needs. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, go to theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Ask Kurt. Leave me your name and number. I'll give you a call, and we will make sure your automotive needs are taken care of. Today, Burleson Nissan, 35 and Renfro Road. Come on out, moms and dads. You're looking to save money. Put your kids in a good quality product that's going to get them through college or their senior year in high school and much after that. The place, Burleson Nissan Versa, starting in the 18,000. Sentras at what do we got here? Let me scroll back down here just a second here. And we have the, let's go with the Nissan Sentra. $20,754 for a 2024 Nissan Sentra. 2024. I mean, how do you... And then let's go to the Nissan Versa. Okay? Nissan Versa. Let me pull this up here. $18,937 for a brand new 2024 Nissan Versa. Good-looking cars. And, the cool thing about Nissans is I love the acceleration and the handling of the cars. And there's a whole lot more, but those two things are paramount for me. Plus, it's good-looking. I'm a very visual person. So come on out and drive both. Bring the kiddos. And for you, you got the Altimas, you have the Frontier, you have the Titan, you have the Armada, the Nissan Rogue, Nissan's hottest-selling product, and the new Kicks. If you haven't seen the new Nissan Kicks, go to burlesonnissan.com and take a look at it. Doesn't look anything like the previous model. And they've got those priced to move. The place, burlesonnissan.com. So Harmon was just talking about state inspections and phasing it out. They have not passed anything yet in the state of Texas in the legislation to abolish state inspections. The stickers are gone on the windshield, and your license plate stickers, those are gone as well. The only sticker you have on your windshield is to show that your tags have been renewed. and the car has been re-registered and it's clean. Right now.
Well, can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Melinda says that it's registration sticker only, but you still have to get it inspected to get that registration, right?
Uh-huh. So you go to any place, they plug it into the OBD2, they check out your exhaust, they give you the printout, passed, and you can go to Tom Thumb, Kroger, anywhere, and you got to have your license, your insurance, and then they give you another sticker.
So what's changed? That's nothing really changed over the last several
sticker on the windshield.
Years. What sticker on the windshield?
Dude, you used to have a state inspection on your windshield.
It's been a long time since I had one.
10 years.
Okay.
10 years ago, they did away. 10, 12 years, they did away with on the windshield.
So there's nothing really changed?
To save the state money.
Right. Well, that's what I say. I hadn't seen that in a long time.
So now it's only your license.
I just had it done with the ILX.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and had it inspected.
Mm-hmm.
They did pass, blah, blah, blah. They gave me a little printout.
And then you took that with your deal from the state.
But they send it in so the state already knows.
Right.
They have it on computer.
Right.
But I took it with me anyway.
To get your tags.
So I went in there, you had to show your insurance, and they print out this little sticker that I put on my windshield,
right.
Left hand or
that is not going to change.
So, okay.
That process is still the same.
Okay.
So how many cars in Texas are illegally inspected? In Texas alone.
Okay. I'm going to say, well, I had to see kind of how many in Texas our cars are. Man, I'm going to say 225,000.
5 million. You missed it by a little bit.
Oh, wow.
So think about that. Moms and dads, brothers and
Now, how's
sisters,
that happening?
aunts and uncles. Well, same thing. If you go and Google illegal inspections stations in Texas caught, that's what I typed in. They had that one guy that's written 80,000 inspections and never looked at any of them.
Yeah.
And they showed this garage, and so the law enforcement sat in front of the garage, and they posted like 700 in a week or some crazy number, and,
wow.
And they didn't see one car going in the shop. And so he was going around selling stickers or the state inspection sheet.
Crazy.
And so then people didn't have to get their car inspected. It showed passed and going and getting their tags. And so these cars should not be on. Well, you don't know how many of them shouldn't be on the road. But think about that. 5 million cars in the state of Texas, plus the flood damage cars. You really got to be buyer beware where and who you're buying your cars from. And people say, when you go to the dealership, you pay a premium. Well, you can go buy it from an individual and get totally hosed. And I've got more people calling me going, you know what, I bought the car, get this. They took it to get inspected, and it hadn't been properly inspected in a long time and couldn't pass, and they wound up putting thousands of dollars to get it up to snuff. But what does Kurt know?
Yeah, we were wondering that.
Yeah, what does Kurt know? So anyway, right now at Driver's Edge Auto Repair, they've
5 million vehicles in
Texas
only.
Just in Texas. So at Driver's Edge Auto Repair, if you go to mydriversedge.com, that's mydriversedge.com, they have 22 locations, and they do the check it before you buy it. Okay, the check it before you buy it. And what that means is you call and make your appointment. They got them all the way from Allen, McKinney, Flower Mound, Plano. They just opened up the new one that we were at a couple of weeks ago in Plano. Make the appointment and take the car over, and they will check it for $35. So you make the appointment, you bring it over, they put it on the rack, they go headlight to tail light and tell you what's wrong or what's right about the vehicle for $35. What a peace of mind. In fact, the one in Keller, the manager over there, Joe, last year we had a couple of cars. He goes, buddy, this thing's got frame damage. And luckily I live close by. I drove over and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
And I told the guy, I said, buddy, this thing's got frame damage. He took it back to the owner and he goes, give me the keys to the car. He knew. He knew the car had been wrecked.
Right.
And then we had another one that was a total repaint, but the average person doesn't know how to look at a car. And so he calls me up and goes, hey, you might want to come take a look at it. And so I told the guy, I said, hey, it's a total repaint. So the owner goes, well, there was a little bit of rust on it, so we just took it over to this place and just had them repaint the car. Well, that's not true at all. Mm-hmm. We found out that car had been hit like Joe Frazier, and the car was a total repaint and half a rebuild. And when we started looking at all the things that were done to it, so mydriversedge.com. And for your service needs, too. 2-year warranty, 24,000 miles on all their repairs. They don't winterize. They don't summarize. They only do the work needed at the time. And get your car checked out. Get it looked at. That's the best thing I tell you. Get your car looked at.
Yeah, for that price.
And a place, go to mydriversedge.com. That's mydriversedge.com for a location nearest you. And if you're buying that cash car from Joe Bag of Donuts,
that's all more important to do that.
Buyer beware. So you think about that. They say there's over 250,000 cars in Texas that have been flood damaged and are out there flying around being resold, and 5 million cars on the road that were illegally inspected or have illegal inspection stickers on them.
Yeah, right.
5 million. Wowza.
Charles Davis said that must be in Dallas because out here in Lubbock, they said you don't have to have the piece of paper to get your registration for your vehicle. Now, is that because they don't have to have the emissions? So a lot of counties don't have to have that. So I'm so confused.
Well, Texas law says your car has to be inspected. Now, you may get it inspected and they put it in the system, and then when they pull up your VIN at wherever you're going to get your tags, it shows you were at a certified location, got the car inspected. But
yeah, you don't necessarily have to take the paper that the inspection people give you with you because it'll show up at the wherever.
It's already in the system. So it's not county by county. You have to have a state inspection. It's not a county or city inspection. It's a state inspection.
Right, but you can still get the state inspection in a lot of counties that don't do emission check. Not every county does emission checks.
Well, your OBD2 sensor is going to tell you how your system is working. You don't need to go to the back and have them put the plug in the back of it.
Well, they don't do that anymore?
They do. But these systems now that check out these automobiles, you don't have, it's so quick. You can get your car inspected in 30 minutes.
But you don't even have to pass
You have to pass inspection.
Emissions.
You do.
No, you don't. Not in a lot of counties.
Okay, we're going to pull that up in just a second.
Because I know
I'm going to show you that the inspection has not changed. The process and how you do it has changed.
Okay, well, I know that in like Parker County, some of those counties like where Graham lives or was living in Perrin, they don't have emission testing.
Really?
No.
You don't think they have that little hose or the clip they put on your exhaust?
No, they don't.
Okay. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show today, live, Burleson Nissan, 35 in Renfro Road. Come on out and see us. Quick break. We're going to settle. Okay, we're betting a hamburger, okay? We'll be right back.
I know, and even in Wise County, you don't have to pass emissions. Because we're about 2 blocks from being in Wise County. Look up what counties don't need emission passings in Texas. Forget their registration. And anybody want to call in on that? No. Harmon, I promise you, that's the emissions. It's not, they don't have to have that in some counties. The safety inspection is required. They check your lights, your brakes, tail lights, blinkers, and all that.
Let's see.
Clint Moore, I live in East Texas, just got a truck inspected, no emissions checks at all. Because he lives in a certain county that doesn't have that. Wise County doesn't have it. I know that for a fact.
Emission testing is still required in all counties across Texas.
I don't know why they don't do it in a lot of these counties. And Clint just made that comment.
So,
and Charles Davis said they didn't do it in Lubbock. Got my inspection.
Vehicles in Texas must pass both emission and safety portions of the inspection before receiving a passing vehicle inspection report, which is required in order to renew the vehicle's annual registration and obtain a new vehicle registration sticker.
Charles Davis just said they didn't do it in Lubbock. I just got my inspection done last month here and in Lubbock, and no emissions done on my truck.
So, well, I'm reading it right here from their site. So, Let's see here.
Counties. Texas.
Okay, here's what some people are talking about. Here it says, this is not, the Texas Commission of Environmental Quality, TCEQ, Texas.gov, while the state as a whole will remove annual inspections starting in 2025, that doesn't mean the annual inspections aren't required. How dumb. But emission testing is still required in 17 major counties and others representing many of the populated counties in the state. So it's kind of confusing to say
yes, it is.
They're going to pull the 2025 testing, but it doesn't mean your car doesn't need an annual inspection.
Well, you got to get the inspection, but the emissions, they don't. You can get your sticker without passing emissions testing because they don't do it in some counties.
Okay. Lawmakers in Texas did not eliminate emission testing, which involves a federal rule. That inspection is still required in Travis, William, and other counties, as well as 11 other urban counties with ozone problems. That's confusing again.
No, it's crazy. But I do know that in Wise County,
1 minute.
You don't have to. They will not do an emission testing to get a sticker. But now in Denton County.
Here's the other thing. The Texas Commission for Environmental Protection, in conjunction with the Texas Department of Motor Vehicle, DMV, is authorized to deny any vehicle registration renewal if the vehicle has not passed its annual emissions inspection.
So here somebody asked a question when I was looking up. It says, does Bell County require emissions testing? Bell County is not one of the 17 emission counties. There's 17 emission
20
counties in
seconds.
Texas that require getting that emissions test, and other counties do not. So it's
okay. Well, here again, it says the Texas Department of Motor Vehicle is authorized to deny a vehicle's registration in Texas if the vehicle has not passed its annual emission inspection. Boy.
This is your pilot speaking. We're
So we'll just put
out to the runway.
Okay, that's good.
Getting ready for takeoff. I don't see any turbulence, and we should arrive at our destination safely and on time. Thank you for choosing the Automotive Edge Airways, and I hope you'll follow us and use our services again in the future.
Are you ready for the show? I said, are you ready for the show? Ladies and gentlemen, the show you've all been waiting for. Please make welcome Kurt Chase and the Automotive Edge.
214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. And, okay, so here it says, what parts of Texas required emission testing? Well, the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles says your vehicle in Texas must pass emissions or you have not complied with the program to get your sticker. There are affidavit waivers and extensions in your inspections. What part of Texas requires emission testing? It says which vehicles have to emission test. Vehicles registered in the designated counties include Brazoria, Collin, Dallas, Denton, El Paso, Ellis, Fort Bend, Galveston, Harris, Johnson, Kaufman, sound like a weatherman, Montgomery, Parker, Rockwall, Tarrant, Travis, and Williamson on all gasoline-powered vehicles.
Yeah, well, Melinda said
Charlie's got a diesel truck.
Yeah, well, diesel trucks are safety only, is what she said.
Yep. So there you go, Charlie. You brought your truck in, which is a diesel truck, but gasoline-powered vehicles. I'm looking at the map here. It looks like everything is colored on this map. Very, very deceiving because when you read what the Department of Transportation says, or Motor Vehicle says, is authorized to deny any vehicle in the state of Texas a renewal if it has not passed its annual emissions and inspection.
But see, these ones you read off require, but there's a lot of other counties that don't. I promise you.
I know, but what I'm saying, Bo, is with that being said, if it's a diesel, it's not. But look right here. The Department of Motor Vehicle is authorized to deny any vehicle that's in the state of Texas that has not passed its annual emission inspection.
Well, but you said a while ago about something that had issues with the ozone or environment.
Yeah, well, that's not on the.
But some of these counties are.
That was on Fox Austin News.
Okay.
So, what to know about the vehicle inspection? It says lawmakers, look at this, in the state of Texas did not eliminate emission testing.
Well, there's a lot of counties that don't do it. In fact, Charles just said I have a gas truck too, Melinda, and it was emissions test done was not done on it either.
Huh. Charlie slipped somebody a 20.
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I guarantee you that there.
So anyway, getting down to the original topic, which I appreciate the questions. When
it is confusing.
It's very confusing when
do that.
It says, "Does Texas still require emission testing?" And then it says, "Texas lawmakers did not eliminate emission testing."
James Jameson just said Wise County is safety only.
Yeah, and so you read this, and then you look at all the different counties, but then it goes back where it says individuals requesting a state inspection must get emission testing in Texas.
Well, see, I had bought a truck or a vehicle, one of Barbie Ann's vehicles,
and this is dated January 24, 2024,
in Wise County, and we live in Denton County. It came up for renewal to get your sticker, and we have to go through emissions in Denton County. Well, I called the dealership up there, and they said, well, bring it on up, we'll inspect it because we don't have to do emissions, and it's cheaper.
Yeah, really odd. So very, very confusing when you're looking at the Department of Motor Vehicles website. It says, and it doesn't have any separation. The TCEQ, in conjunction with the Texas Department of Motor Vehicle, TXDMV, is authorized to deny a vehicle's registration renewal in Texas if it doesn't pass its annual emissions. So that's a very broad statement, but it doesn't say, if you look, it stops right there under the law. It doesn't say in certain counties. So,
well, they're out there, I promise.
Yep.
That's weird.
So you owe me a burger.
Okay.
So you got 5 minutes. So you get this. You got
if we go to Keller's, certainly.
There we go. I'll buy it, Keller's. You got 5 million vehicles that were never even inspected, regardless of safety or emissions, and have stickers on them.
That's because they waved a few bucks in front of somebody and just
they were selling them. They were printing off the stickers and getting all the VINs. And what happened was the state agency said they were not able to, like this one place, they printed out like 800 stickers in a short amount of time, and they didn't have the software to catch it. And so they sat there in front of this building, and they went to the guy that owned it, and he goes, look, I'll lease it to that inspection company. I just lease it to them. I don't own it, and I don't own the inspection company. And then they couldn't find them. Well, they finally found them and went, what y'all are doing is illegal as heck, and now they're in trouble. So very, very confusing for me, and I'm going to do some more research, and I promise I'll get back with you next week on the show and let you know what's going on, because I'm going to contact the state and see why they post this.
I'm going to contact some counties.
Right.
And see what they say, because I know that these counties, these small town counties for sure.
No doubt about it.
They're not doing it. I know, I'm not sure if Perrin is Parker or John, one of those. But some of those counties, and I know Wise County doesn't do it.
Yeah, but for the layperson that gets online and you bring up the state and look at their requirements, it doesn't say anywhere under state law that these counties are not, it doesn't matter. And then it says lawmakers did not eliminate emission testing, which involves the federal rule. The state inspection still requires in counties like Travis and William counties, as well as urban counties.
Well, but it's kind of weird that they did list. It says proof of emissions testing is not required when any of the following applies. The vehicle's prior registration or titling was done in. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Proof of emissions testing is not required when any of the following applies. The vehicle's prior registration or titling was done in these Brazoria, Collin, Dallas, Denton, El Paso, Ellis. So that's confusing too, because they're saying Proof of admission is not required if you had the registration done in those counties.
Yeah. So I'll get that clarified, and
It's weird, man.
we'll get it figured out.
Our government at work, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Well, sir, I went to the website and it said this: put your hands on the hood.
Yeah, get out.
We're towing your car.
Oh,
All right, how much time we got here? We got a couple of minutes. Here at 10 o'clock, we're going to flip over to 97.1 The Freak FM. Now, we're going to shut everything down. And so a lot of people, I got a few people going, why do y'all do that? Well, we do that because the people that are joining us on the FM station, they get alerted that may have not been tuned in to 1190. They get alerted that we're jumping on 97.1 The Freak. And you can also follow Shifting Gears, YouTube, the Automotive Edge Facebook page, mine and Bo's personal Facebook page. So you have 5 different ways. And then if you're not on social media, then the YouTube page, which kicks it up to a lot of people. So be sure to share and like, so when people go to the website, they can see all the different ways for the ones that don't do Facebook, that they can join us and get all the information they need when it comes to buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, and body shop, taking care of their car. And I want to thank everybody this week that had me inspect their car for them.
good.
I had 6 people that I got to see their body shop repairs.
Oh, sweet.
And I brought my grease pencil, and there was only 2 cars that I found things on the vehicle that they needed to get looked at. And I said, here's the deal. Not getting this repaired can be a big old hickey when you go to trade it.
No, of course it will.
And so 2 of them called me and said they're taking the car back in right away. I'm like, good for you. And they would have not known or what to look at or do without somebody putting another set of eyes on it, because especially the color of the vehicle. If it's a white car and that sun's hitting it, it's so bright, you're not going to see
Well,
nothing.
and usually people have to wait a little bit to get their cars back from any kind of body shop, any kind of body work. And when they do, and it's all shiny and clean and not wrecked anymore, and you're just happy to have it back, I guarantee you, and you're just going to jump in and be happy you got it and go.
That's right.
And yeah, you need to make sure that Kurt or somebody that knows about that stuff to take a look at it. No better person to go to than Kurt at the automotiveedge.com.
Yeah, click on Ask Kurt, leave me your name and number, and I'll give you a call.
1 minute.
And we'll get you hooked up. Hey, this segment of the show is brought to you by Freeman Toyota, located on the affordable side of the Metroplex, right there at 183 and 820. I was just there the other day and saw BJ and Jerry and the whole gang. And the Grand Highlanders will be coming in slowly, but go by there and get your name on it. But the Tundras, all the way through the Camrys, your TRDs, the new Crown, which took the place of the Avalon, all in stock, great APRs, great lease programs, and it comes down to people. And why Dane says
20 seconds.
the affordable side of the Metroplex, they don't do all the back and forth. They want to get you taken care of right up front and on your way, and then 2 years of free Toyota care. You make your payment, put gas in it, Freeman Toyota is going to take care of the maintenance for 2 years for you. Online all the time at freemantoyota.com. That's freemantoyota.com. Quick break, don't go. When we get back, funny laws still enacted across the great United States. When we come back, don't go away.
So we are down to the last segment before we switch over to 97.1 FM, The Freak. KGEL, I believe is the call letters on it.
Honey, me and you.
Got a dog named Boo.
Boy, I want to take this thing off so bad I can't see straight.
Is it hurting you?
It's got my chest all pulled up, and woo, my back is. I think if you punch me in the back, I'd feel better. But don't do
You
it.
look like the hunchback of Notre Dame. What can I get for you?
And Bo made me carrying all the equipment by myself today and set up.
Well, the
Didn't help me
doctor,
a bit.
the doctor called me and said you needed the exercise. Said, hey, don't touch anything. Let Kurt do it all.
Yeah, that's what he told me. Start lifting weights tomorrow, Kurt. Yeah, buddy. Bo Don Carver.
That's me.
Charlie tried to call in, no one picking up. Well,
We tried to call into that.
yeah. Wait till after the top of the hour, Charlie, and try again.
Yeah, but it'll be a different number, Charlie.
Yeah, I'll give out the number here shortly. Shortly.
Maddie must have been bogged down.
Bogged down. All good. Got all our new equipment. Boy, we look like professionals here today.
Look at this.
And so, funny story, Bo goes, hey, you got to go buy this internet deal because Barbara Ann's ready to choke him when he gets home because they have no TV or internet service. And so T-Mobile called and said, hey, we got your unit. I go up there. And they set me all up. I give them passcodes and the whole 9 yards. We don't need any money up front. We're going to bill you if you switch your phones over, which all of our phones are on Verizon. You go to T-Mobile. They're going to give me all these great discounts and cut the internet deal down $30 a month.
Okay.
So I get home and I go to set everything up. We're good to go. And they call me and say, well, hey, we can't turn it on. I said, why not? And they said, well, you owe a bill of $385. I'm like, no, I don't know anything.
Never even have one.
And he goes, aren't you Danny M. Chase? Now, are you stupid? Now, you just got my driver's license or wrote up this whole thing, and you're asking me if my name's Danny.
Well, you know, Ronnie Swain has a lot of
7
agencies,
seconds.
and maybe that's what they're
And so this guy actually used my Social Security number, and he's had a phone for 3 years under my social.
Wow.
And it didn't show up on my bureau or anything. No inquiries, nothing.
Wow. That's crazy, man. What good
Nuts.
is all this safety and all that?
Yeah, you would think.
Wow, that's crazy. Look at that guy right there.
I wish I
The
could wear
man.
my hair like that. I don't have enough hair to do that.
I got to get up real early.
I'd give anything to have half of it.
Yeah. I have a lot of problems at night, but hair is not on.
No, you got that, brother. Look at C, man.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. When are you going to be joining us? Yeah, whenever you're ready, buddy. We'll be flipping over to 97.1 The Freak here in about 10 minutes, and so whenever
Right.
you're ready.
Sounds good.
We're here today live, Burleson Nissan 35 and
Rutrow.
Renfro Road. Come on out and see us, hang out with us. We're going to have Justin Crane, managing partner, on with us coming up on The Freak. So remember, we're going to shut everything down
All
at
the
the
live
top of the
feeds.
hour.
Right.
So, hey, real quick, this segment of the show is brought to you by the great folks over at Grapevine Dodge. Let me tell you, the whole building is under remodel, so they cleared out a lot of space for parking. And I got to tell you, they are not missing a deal because now the lot's packed even more with where they had to close and fence this thing off. But there's plenty of parking places, easy to get in and out of. Don't let that concern you. But Wade, I was just up there. Let me tell you what, they're not missing a deal. When your whole entire dealership is under remodel and they have all this inventory sitting there and they had to give up X amount of parking place and pack on the grass and down the street and everywhere else they could with their inventory, let me tell you, the place to get your new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram is right there at 121 and William D. Tate. Ask for Wade. He's the general sales manager there. And put your car, truck, Chrysler, Jeep, or Ram or Dodge deal together now, whether it's the Challenger, the Charger, the Ram pickup truck, the Jeeps, the Grand Wagoneers. Let me tell you, he's not missing a deal. I saw the discounts the other day when I was there, and I was going, boy, if it's a Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram, go see Wade at 121 and William D. Tate and get your new vehicle on all the time. GreatDodge.com. So let's run. Laws still on the books before we switch over to Freak 97.1 FM. And these are still laws. You can't throw rocks at trains in Wisconsin. You go to jail.
Yeah, that's a tough law there.
Yeah, that's a
Everybody's out there trying to throw rocks.
In Arizona, you go to jail for making fake drugs.
Well, then all the drugs basically.
Everybody's going to jail. In Utah, now this is kind of unfair. You can't bite while fighting in Utah.
Better talk to Mike Tyson about that.
Yeah.
I guess he
Yeah,
didn't
he'd
fight
been-
in Utah,
yeah.
did he?
It's still a deal. Wow. In Massachusetts, every time you curse at a sporting event, it's a $50 fine.
Boy, don't come to Texas. for
Don't
that
come
law.
to Texas. In Severance, Colorado, you can't throw snowballs.
Why? I mean,
That's a great question.
That's a fun time to do it when it's snowing.
In Colorado,
Yeah.
too. There's some
Yeah,
real brainiacs there. Let's see. In Texas, you have to believe in something in order to hold public office.
I believe it's something.
That's what it says. That's the way it's written.
Are we sure that that's happening in Washington? I don't think they believe in anything.
Now, here's a place where all the a lot of people don't like to go because of this law in Indiana, but you can't sniff glue with the intent to get high in Indiana.
What intent other would it be? Oh, I'm just sniffing glue, but I'm not getting high. Isn't that a famous quote from Bill Clinton?
Yeah.
I didn't inhale.
Yeah. Can't sniff glue with the intent to get high in Indiana. You're in trouble. Sir, what are you doing with it? I'm not sniffing it to get high.
No.
Your eyes are bloodshot. Now it's something in the air.
No, I'm not high, though.
Yeah, I'm not high. And here's a great one for another great state of wackadoodle-doos. The great state of New York. Adultery is a crime.
When did they first figure that out?
I wonder how many people, I heard they just charged Donald Trump in a federal case for tearing the tag off his mattress.
I heard that too. He's going to jail.
Yeah, he's going to jail for tearing off that tag.
That's a life sentence right there.
Oh, buddy. Yeah. Anyway, there's your great law still available for you, depending on where you travel in the great
But
United
we got
States
the great
of America.
law in Texas we can't figure out, which is these emissions of the sticker.
Ooh, yeah.
But we can sure figure out that you can't sniff glue to get high.
And, I was just looking at a deal where it said high ozone areas only.
For getting high or what?
No, for the sticker.
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh, my golly. Who can figure that out?
Yeah, I think that's how these counties are getting away with it because they don't have that issue like Denton, Dallas, Tarrant, these ones that we listed a while ago. Those are high, problematic areas. But a lot of it is because their leaders are high. That's why they do it. It's money. It's about the almighty God.
I don't get it, but
here
we go. So, look, graduation is right around the corner. We're already halfway through the month, almost halfway through the month of April. May, June, big graduation months. Moms and dads, friends and family, you're going to be calling me looking for that car. And I'm telling you, start saving your money now. $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 cash cars, you're not going to be happy with what you get. And I know a lot of people are on budgets. But let's get started now. Get your budget together. Get your monthly payment together. And even if you don't have a graduating senior and it's for you, start the process now. I'm just telling you, don't wait until the last minute and then try to figure things out. Or if you got a car with problems and you're trying to see how long it's going to last, we'll start your process now. It's really easy to do. We want to make sure that you're taken care of. And it's not that decision where you just do it at the last minute and then go, oh my gosh, what did I just do? Buyer's remorse is a terrible, terrible thing to have. Terrible thing to have. And you don't want to be part of buyer's remorse. What does that mean? That you buy a vehicle, you sign up, everything's done, you go, what the heck did I do?
Yeah.
You wake up on Monday and you go, hey, I want to bring the car back. Well, remember, in the state of Texas, when you drive over the curb, it's your car. Done. Once the paperwork is signed and contracts are signed, you're done. So we want to prevent all that. Go to theautomotiveedge.com. That's theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Ask Kurt. Leave me your name and number. And while you're there, if you have a trade-in, let me evaluate your trade. Because you should always what, Bo?
You should always know before you go.
That's right.
And that's for a lot of things.
Don't figure it out on your own. Hey, we're going to shut everything down, boot it back up here in just a sec. So everybody reboot. Take a deep breath. We'll be right back on 97.1 The Freak, part of the iHeartMedia Network. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
On Facebook, we'll be back shortly. See you in a momentarily.